It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you lie down, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, man of the.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun diary, number one.
Thank you very much for joining me. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun diary, number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today.
Mayegun diary, number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary, number one. Godfather.
Presidiot select. Kọlu the Jaga bandit, the Jaga addict, the Jaga wèrè. Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò, aṣíwájú àwọn olè. Now of recent, aṣíwájú àwọn onílùkúdì. He met with Were Wike today.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Tell them that Mayegun today. If you have the following people on your contacts, the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Didirins, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unnekaharis, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, and the humbled slaves. Their uncles and aunties abroad, the mumumadus, the belle lecturers, the mumu lecturers, Yendeba. Don't forget the Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, all the cyberbarians, their clan entirely. It's going to be interesting. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun live. Yesterday, we're a Wike of Rivers State that has been doing more than enough than those who have licked the asses of Kolu at least for 2.5 decades. He's been overworking himself somehow, and somehow, he's pushing himself back into the news for the comic relief and other jibes he broadcasted yesterday when after he met with Kolu in Abuja. And I think that was when he invited him to come and help him commission one of the bridges he's building in Rivers State. So he made the statewide broadcast yesterday and gave a Presidiot Select his first official assignment. But of course, it would never go without its usual drama. And that is what you are about to watch tonight. So what the Wike said was inviting APC, Egbekegbe's Presidiot elect, or Presidiot select, as some of you would like to feel. And just before I go forward, okay, so that we can understand ourselves very well, all right? You probably, if this is your first time on Mayegun's Diary Political, you are going to find some terminologies kind of discomforting, especially if you are the type that love to be politically correct. You don't like to call thieves. You rather call them, corrupt people and all that, yeah? Anyway, on Mayegun's Diary Political, all right, we are not friends with anything establishment in Nigeria, and we know them. So, on here, if you have any little sympathy, just no matter how tiny, and you don't even like them, but you have little sympathy for either people destroying people or APC, Al-Qaeda People's Congress, Egbekegbe, you are not going to find this platform interesting. So it's going to be a little bit awkward. Okay? And yes. So when you now see the obedience, not just them, there are many groups that the failure of leadership in Nigeria has created. And these groups, if you call them one by one, they will tell you they have a stone to grind with Nigeria. And in their art of arts, they know they follow in the name of God, or let us pray, or let us unite. All those, we have names for them here. So the only way, and the reason why you see the obedient comfortable here is because, like many other groups in Nigeria who have kind of stood up against the terrorism of APC, Egbekegbe, yeah, they are welcome on Mayegun's Diary Political. Anyone who genuinely up and doing, ready to crush and crash this evil establishment that serves no one but the interest of these little criminals that seems untouchable. So if you come to Mayegun's Diary Political, the only fair hearing, the only fair presentation you can hear, you can listen to on this platform is the one that tells you whenever you see anything APC or the CMS twin, people destroying people, the ideal thing for you is to run, not embrace them. Now, if you have that at the back of your mind, then we can kind of get along. Yes, we don't have to agree on everything, okay? But if you want to disagree with anyone on Mayegun's Diary Political, I kind of advise you, don't do that. Disagreeing with people here because of PDP, APC, Tifnumbu, Bokohari, Aregbemubu and Co. You are never going to win. So I advise you, if you don't subscribe, the rating is making you not take that subscription back. Here you get it. Go really help. Don't waste your subscription on Mayegun's Diary Political. Like this one is not like you are supporting them. Oh, you know, all of you who are closet Buhari idiots, closet Lagos Abobakus, you don't like what they are doing, but there is some tiny things you like. So if anybody says something, that tiny thing will make you feel like, hey, but they are all the same now. Hey, but she big. No, you will never win here. So you can take back your subscription, okay? Or else you are never going to be happy. You will see people laughing, commenting, laughing. You will be frowning. You will be like you are fighting someone. Because here, anything associated with APC, PDP, with their role in what Nigeria is today and what Nigeria is still going to become, our general prayer for people like you, who fail to leave. Instead of you to leave, you are staying back, trying to defend your oppressors. Our singular prayer for you is that it is in Yoruba. Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. The ideal thing is unfollow Mayegun, unsubscribe, and maintain your little happiness that you have created for yourself. If you stay back here, you can't win. You don't understand. There is no point you can make. You can never, ever win on behalf of the criminal politicians in Nigeria. So do you understand that now? Are we clear now? So that you won't be saying that this guy is, you will be reporting me to YouTube and Facebook. This guy is contributing to my mental health. Every time he's always criticizing APC. He's always criticizing PDP. He will never say anything good about them. He's messing with my brain. YouTube, no. YouTube won't answer you. It's going to be by your choice. And I hope we are clear. Are we? Some names they sound somehow to you. Don't you have elder at home? I don't enter you. I get elders at home, but they don't be useless elders where they mortgage the future of the unborn generation, even without any remorse. Do you understand? I don't enter you. So we'll go River States. You know the role where Wike played, and somehow like scripts, like something we didn't write. I came onto this platform to tell you as far back as October 2022, where the Wike don't sign deal. When they were doing all of their Paris, Turkey, and London meetings, when Atifku, Obi, and the Tifnumbu people were chasing, they were chasing with the Wike and the G5, all of them together. I said, Mokuna no trouble yourself. Is table this offer before Kolu, and Kolu said, you have it. No, if you say this is what I want, if I deliver for you, sir, this is what I will get. Yeah. And then you expect them to be like, no, I'm not sure of this one. No, I'm not sure of that one. No. Kolu the Tifnumbu team, they just told him, yes, you have it, everything you want. Here you get. And it was as far back as October. But it developed cold feet. The usual, entertaining with the Wike. Suddenly, started fighting back. Did I tell you I'm going to tell you my candidate? Did Benny say your candidate go beat you? Now Nigeria, love be crook upon crook. So the crooked or the one that is more crooked is going to actually come out as winner in all your war. Come out and say it. Nobody go beat you. Anyway, he didn't. So then, you know, as the game went on, the rigging, the killings, and the rest of that, okay. It is now time for the payback time, because Kolu, na person will be saying if he promise you something, in go do a promise made is a promise kept. So Wike, for the first time, gave an official assignment to a supposed presidiot select to come and commission a project, and at the same time to use that opportunity to remind him of what they, you know, how he be and the journey. You know, easy, but we have the power back in southern Nigeria now, and we know, you know, that stuff. So I'll let him speak, then I'll say my own. Then I'll let him speak again, then I'll say my own. Then I will now take you to what Kolu said in Rivers State today. I think that's how we're going to go about it. There are other parts of this conversation as well where they are now saying, you watched the Obi's video yesterday, Abi, where Peter Obi was talking about, you know, the people, APC and the people in government using the instrument of office to attack him, to, you know what I mean? Somebody came out and said, will I say Obi don't go too far now? Even if you say the election get problem, if you know election has problem, the next thing you have to do is what? You have approached court. So first thing you have to do is to at least congratulate the person, the declared winner, while the court can then interpret what is wrong with the election. But because Obi has failed and continue to lead millions of Nigerians to see Tinubu as an illegitimate president, now going on TV, saying it everywhere, is like a threat to national security of Nigeria. You know, I told you they are doing a lot to get him arrested. They will find something. You know what I mean? But we'll get to that part. That's other part of this convo. The people who are running away from Sudan, Sudanese war, Nigerians running away from Sudan, who have found themselves in Egyptian border. I'm sorry, the Egyptian border right now. There are many other developing stories. So the missing 27 buses, we don't find them, according to a video I'm going to share with you. You know, I told you they said they paid $1.2 million for 40 buses to convey the Nigerians that are, you know, to evacuate the Nigerians from Sudan to Egypt, where they now have the Nigerian Air Force or whatever to evacuate them to Nigeria. So many stories have happened in the last 2 weeks. And as you are watching this video, not even a single one of them has been lifted to Nigeria now. And if any of them has been lifted to Nigeria, it will be like as you are watching this video right now. Here you get, people wait, say, then they evacuate to China. Chinese, where they evacuate from Sudan, they don't reach China 2 days ago. The last batch reached China 2 days ago. So I'll share the story with you. It's a long one. So meanwhile, while they are still finding their way back to Nigeria, they have already had enemies in the camp of the APC. The Agbadomites. Story long gone, but we'll get to that too. But I think we should go to that Rivers first. And it was Wike who opened the floor of the convo. It's a long one. It may sound like rabble-rousing as usual. I think let's start from that. Yeah.
Your Excellency, the President-elect, let me, on behalf of the government and people of Rivers State, most sincerely thank you, appreciate you for honoring our invitation. I'm sure the people here, you can attest to the fact that they are happy seeing the Jagaban of Nigeria. Your Excellency, let me stand to say, on behalf of our people, congratulate you for emerging victorious in the last presidential election, which was held on 25th of February 2023. Of course, it's on record, you won Rivers State, but we won the National Assembly. So you take one, we take one. That's why we say, Yendeba, Yendeba. Yendeba, 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 Yendeba. Your Excellency, Mr. President-elect, you have heard fully for the Commissioner of Works, young, vibrant young man who is a fellow of Society of Quantity Sudan. This is the 12th flyovers constructed from 2019, not from 2015. From 2015, because of the way the government then did not allow us to operate with the leader of your party here, we are not able to start on time. If we had had space for 2015, I'm sure we would have done over 20 flyovers. But from 2019 alone till today, have you not been so? Have you not been so? If it is, let us say, let it not be that we are just talking. Let me tell you the flyovers. One, Urban Proceed and Limbu flyover number 1. Rumaba flyover number 2. Rumola flyover number 3. GRA flyover number 4. Rumokalabo flyover number 5. Radisi flyover number 6. Obunaba flyover number 7. Mbolu Orwell flyover number 8. Ruba Picom flyover number 9. Ruba Soro, Ruba Zama flyover number 10. Mboba flyover number 11. Ruba Kuta, Ruba Ona flyover number 1. What we call the names of these flyovers, whoever is anywhere who is doubting, if he says we didn't do this flyover I mentioned, let him challenge us that these flyovers we mentioned, you are not the one who did them. As we sit here today, this event is being covered by 4 major national television, BBC, NTA, AIT channel. So you must watch one. Wherever you are, you must watch one. You know, Your Excellency, the day you came to campaign in Rivers State, you paid us a visit in Government House, Port Harcourt. I'm happy. I know that Fayemi Kayode was there, Omahi was there, and some other people, they were there. I did say, I invited one of the presidential candidates to come and commission the Olu Oroworuku flyover. I invited another presidential candidate to commission Rumoba flyover. But when you came, the campaign was almost over. You had about 3 more days to round up your campaign. But I said, I will invite you after the election to come and commission your own projects. To the glory of God, you are coming as the president-elect to commission this project. I know that some people may not be happy. Why should we be Rivers State that you are coming to visit first? Who knows? God knows how he does his own thing. God believes that this is the turn of River State to see development for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And you agreed that you will come. I thank God today you have honored our invitation. You have fulfilled the promise you made to us that you are coming to commission this project. This project was awarded with 11 flyover the same day. In July was when it was awarded. In August, we had the flag off of the two flyovers. As I speak to you, the two flyovers have been completed within 8 months period. 8 months period. And I want to say clearly, General Vega is here. Are we owing you on these flyovers? Are we owing you? Last time I was telling the story. I found out that part of the problem why we're having so much.
I know it's boring, yeah? No. It's not that. I just wanted him to possibly list other things is done apart from the flyover and flyover, 12 flyover. So he was asking, he was telling Kolu that if he's looking for a young, energetic person to be his Minister of Works, that's when he started talking about building flyovers. Flyover 1, 2, 12. He said more. But I want you to listen to the first part of Kolu's response too. I think it's here.
A basket of wine that didn't flow. But I'm with you. I am here to fulfill a promise. A promise made is a promise kept. Your Excellency, Governor Wike and our dear First Lady, good afternoon. And it's a great honor for me to be here. And we could see.
But I think I'm making, I'm kind of letting you miss some other parts that usually, gives you the idea of what Kolu was like in Rivers State before he started talking. So apologies for that. So what we're going to do is this. This afternoon, he touched down in Rivers State where he is expected to spend at least one night. So at the airport, let's go to the airport.
Come inside here.
Yeah, that was the reception at the Port Harcourt airport. So then back to the venue. Good enough, I've shown you the first part of with the Wike's request. So before we go fully into Tinubu's response, did you observe something? Did you notice something? Like, yeah, very smart people, all of you now. The long sleeves, so as to cover the other short sleeve. You get them? So you won't have much to say. So everything else you're going to be seeing, or you're going to be hearing, rather, it's just going to be like, okay, I saw, except the day, the usual bulaba and all that will come up. So they are going to, keep getting smarter and smarter. Somebody will be walking with, you see some people walking with bags behind him. You will think that they carry anything reasonable. No, I'm on a gas cylinder, oxygen cylinder. Well, anyway, they dressed him better this time. Okay, they padded him well, and in fact, yeah, it looks better. Yeah, it did look better. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the second part of with the Wike's request before we then go fully into Kolu's response. Another part.
Just ought to be federal government projects because there are federal roads. Federal roads. The room of Pussy is in East-West Road. The one of Rumaba is in Port Harcourt Aba Road. The one in Rumaba is in Port Harcourt Aba Road. The one in GRA is in Port Harcourt Aba Road. The one in Rumukabo, Port Harcourt Aba Road. The one in Redisi, Port Harcourt Aba Road. The one in Munabali, Port Harcourt Aba Road. The one in Umbaba, the same thing. The one in Rumoko, East-West Road. Now, if we are said about the federal government roads, and we will do it, who are those to suffer? Is it not we? Is it not reversible? So since we have said, look, we don't want our people to suffer. I also believe federal government should say, look, if you don't work for us, these are projects we should be doing. Can you bring your bill? Let us refund you the money you have done this road. That is what, listen, that is what is supposed to be with a partnership with a good federal government. Yes, partnership. We don't have the money to do it now because of so much in our hands. State. We don't want the people to suffer. We don't want people to get angry with government. Can you help us and see how you can put this road in use? Yes, you can do that. Go ahead and do it. We will refund you. That is the way it's supposed to be. I can assure you, as you enter office and you are approved to pay this money back, other states will have the courage to also do the same thing. It's not a laughing matter. I'm not asking what we are not entitled. Right? Look. Federal government should say, you are a true son of this government. You have removed shame from us. You have made people not abuse us. People here would have been abusing. Where is the federal government? They would have been abusing. They would have not have voted for you. But because you came and said, look, let's cover you so that people will not abuse you. And having covered you, I thought you should say, let me pay you back. Is it not true? Not so. I'm sure my younger brother, who has been re-elected, will also come from there. And now that he has hope, they will pay back when you do. He will continue what he's doing now, and they will pay him back. Sir, that is one good thing. My successor, the day as he's entering office in May 29, the letter has been prepared for him. He will sign that day and forward to you, since you are also doing swearing on May 29. So that is the first request we are making. I'm not that. You know, sir, I'm not that. We are not going to talk politics here today. What we pay for is commissioning of we have a state banquet. Maybe, I will get you. Yes, you don't understand this one. But if you ask why we carried it, he will tell you because there was very much here in 2015, 2013, 2014. So he will tell you what I said that I will take you and back out. So I thank you so much. And like I said, sir, I'm happy that my people are happy. And they're happy. And they're happy. Your Excellency, I am proud. I'm very hopeful. I'm proud that my wife is proud that I did not disappoint her. I'm proud because my leader, our mentor, the man who God used to bless all of us who are towering politicians today, South of Peter, I'm sure he's happy that his son did not embarrass him. I'm sure all our political leaders who are here.
I know a lot of you are currently feeling bored because just listening to him is no longer funny. Abi? Now I want you to don't always think everything should be funny. Okay? Sometimes there are other things you pick from. It may just be his body language. You could tell the reality is downing on him. Tinubu is his last card. And according to him, he delivered. So he should be protected. In the next 3 weeks, he will no longer have all of the, all of that immunity coverage anymore. It will become vulnerable. The power will shift. They say power is transcend. What's the color? Transient. It's moving. Yeah. So the reality is downing. Somebody like him and his likes, the politicians, they would like to be part of the big players, still protected, and they can keep their loot as well. Like overdoing it. you know, he betrayed his own political party because his own political party betrayed him. And at the end of the day, betrayer versus betrayer. And he's like, now, like, this is the last card. He played his second to the last card when he was pumping the River State money into Sokoto's government purse to save his friend, Tambuwa, from declaring bankruptcy. That Sokoto State is bankrupt. They can't pay salary, they can't pay contractors, they can't pay anybody. Even politicians, political office holders, they are now being held. It was with a Wike who kept sending money because he believed that with Tambuwa, the north and northwest, they will be on his side, and he will keep the old south, south, and southeast and Yoruba land with his friend Seyi Makinde, but it didn't work out. So Tambuwa, according to, betrayed him. So that particular ticket cuts. Wike won't be anything. He won't be vice president as well. Keneri Dino came out and said, on the day they expected Atiku to announce his deputy, where Wike called him 19 times in just 6 minutes. Missed calls from Wike, hoping that Atiku will announce him. When that one didn't announce him, then he came out and he said, me vice president, me vice president. Then the last card, at first he pretended as if to say, you know, you remember this. Where's that my clip? You remember where Wike was like this?
When I hear people declaring for APC, saying that they want to continue the good job of Mr. President, the good job of people dying every day, the good job of Naira falling every day, I feel so ashamed that we have gotten to the level where sacrificing, people will come and say, look, I want to continue the good job of Buhari. What is the good job of Buhari? Of hunger is a good job. Of poverty is a good job. Of insecurity is a good job. Of the economy falling is a good job. It's such a shameful thing. I can't believe that somebody will come out in today's Nigeria and say, I want to continue where Mr. Buhari has stopped. May God forgive. May God never allow that people to continue to. When I hear people declaring for APC, saying that they want to continue the good.
That was one of those statements, interview and ranting of Wike that attracted him to the obedient. You know, the obedient were like, Wike is a very good this thing. Since Atiku and with a Wike G5, since they are not likely going to ever work together, that's cross Atiku out of the play. Then when Wike started talking about APC this, APC that. So people decided to just put one cross like that, like waiting to put the second one like that of Atiku. When Wike started acting funny, words like this made people think, nah, Wike will pull his weight and he will work for Obi. He even invited Obi to come and commission bridge in the same River State. And it was huge. At that moment, Wike thought the people came out because of him. Or maybe he found out that they came out because of Obi. Somehow, the election in River State, presidential election in River State was to war. Electoral officers were kidnapped. Imagine you working as electoral officers. And then the state government, you are not working for them, you're working for federal government electoral body. And then boom, they rounded you up. All their thugs from all local government areas, polling unit, everybody. Collect money or collect beating. Which one do you choose? Some of them decided to collect money so that they can avoid their beating. Those ones who ran away with result, they declared them wanted. It was like 3 days hunting. When Wike got his result, finally, they declared his own written results. Sure you get. So the obedience listening to Wike few months back, saying something like this felt like never. I know Wike very well. Some people were like, I know Wike will APC.
Defect or come out from PDP?
Come on, go where?
things will change. We don't say it happen.
I get malaria. Now cancer they find. Why they talk like that? I get malaria. Where they easy to treat. Now one man go cancer, why go die immediately? Which party? APC. I have no idea talk like that. Party we don't kill Nigeria. Where we go now? Every fight one fight my PDP, I go fight them there. If they win me, they win me. If I win them, I win them there. I need to run that, but me I know some do not fit to win me. I will not that will fight them there. But to leave PDP, we get malaria. Go APC, we get cancer. Ah. Come. And the stage of the cancer, whether for APC, now the fourth stage, where they say, doctor the talk say, it's the hard. In fact, when they say, now first stage, make it call God, say, okay, it don't happen.
Defect.
It don't do. I don't die. Anyway, this is me. I kind of love to flash you back so that the event of today will not kind of continue to impress you and be like, yes, it's politics. It's not politics. See, that's the problem. That's the mistake some of you are making. This is not politics. It is pure business. The business that is not in your own interest, but theirs. You are losing. Check the numbers, check the figures. Check the children out of school. Those are children that could be in school in a system that actually care for them, but nobody does, nobody care. Some of you are graduates today. What is the state of your current life? It's not politics. So now your future, now your life. They are using to play gamble, and you can dance, laugh. And go to bed and go back to your misery, unfortunately. So bridges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They were supposed to be built by the federal government. Waiting Buhari can't build for River State in 8 years. Waiting, then build for, okay. Kolu has answer. And straight to it. Let's go back to Kolu's answer. It's a long one. See, don't think it's too boring. Just listen and relax. And like the broadcast, by the way. Have you liked this broadcast? Have you? No. Don't like it again if you have already done that, okay? But if you haven't, please take a moment. Call Lose Response in Rivers State today.
A basket of wine that didn't flow. But I'm with you. I am here to fulfill a promise. A promise made is a promise kept. Your Excellency, Governor Wike and our dear First Lady, good afternoon. And it's a great honor for me to be here. And we could see happiness radiating in the air around Port Harcourt and Rivers State. We have so many things in common. That is the politics of our country. But today is no longer a day for campaign. Like you said, the campaign is over. Let's govern. And it's about governance. The House of Representatives Speaker, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Your Excellencies, Governors of Jigawa, Oyo, Kwara, Imo, Ebonyi, and my dear brother, friend, colleague, and the government house, a man of great integrity and very honorable indeed, a developer of human beings and character. Dr. Peter Odili, you have my respect. You are my friend. And thank you for everything. Former governors of Rivers, Ekiti, Edo, Delta, Bayelsa, others, yes. Please forgive me for speaking. The newly elected governor of Rivers State, I am indeed very happy to meet you. Even though Wike mentioned the big one and they didn't. But I'm not going to respond right now. I salute Chief B.C. Akande on my entourage and our Chancellor Odili James Ibori. Honorable Ministers Present, members of the Executive of Rivers, and newly elected House of Rep members and the senators of Rivers State that will be collaborating with me in Abuja. You have special mention. Take a road that we can never take it. If you talk of character, you can very well say, Your Excellency, Governor Wike, a basket of wine that
I know it's boring, isn't it? Huh? I know. But we're going to have to listen to this second part. The one where he's not talking about Ogidigbori and the other criminals he was acknowledging. Now, when he's talking freely, well, maybe not so freely. So we need to listen to that part before we go to the next one. Okay? So, sorry.
You can very well say, Your Excellency, Governor Ism, Wike, you are very dependable. It is an honor and privilege to be in your midst today. I am a very happy man. Happy because I went through a gruesome campaign, fought hard, did myself, supported by many of you, and I won. Fair and square. Ism, I say thank you for your contribution to my victory. I couldn't have done it without some structural support, as not describable in a flyover. In His Excellency, I see a man of principle. He took a principled stand that the presidency must return to South. And he has the courage to stand by his conviction, not minding whose ox is gone. He is indeed a man of great integrity. He did not choose to serve his own interest, not about him. Rather, the interest of the nation. You promoted unity. You promoted fairness. You championed justice. Thank you. There was so much gossip and speculation. But you stood your ground. I find the construction of this flyover and my invitation to this project, to commission this project today, is another way of building bridges. We cannot be overstated the need for Nigeria. It is on the strength of your character that I stand to fulfill the promise I made during the campaign. I'm happy that we have been able to establish a relationship. I will leave Sanwo-Olu to give you back your banter and response. I am the president-elect. Your president. We know. I say you go win the It is a great honor and moment for me. I see all the preparation, the declaration of a public holiday, the banners, on poles. The signs all over. I am a very happy man. We have some more remarks to make. Eventually. Ṣèyí Mákindé, the governor of Oyo State, let me congratulate you on making a followership and partnership with Wike.
Okay, fine. Let me save you the rest. Okay, I know it's sometimes traumatic. Sometimes it first starts, usually to start with laughter. No, hang on. Whenever Kolu pops up on the screen, the first thing that popped up was that, you know what I mean? Like, then when he start talking, you just be like, oh, shh. Then at a point, then you begin to kind of, they will start, whatever he's saying will start sounding funny. Like a joker, like a clown. You know what I mean? Hang on. Let me fix this one that is blinking. Wait for me. Anyway, I have somebody I wanted to meet who met with Kolu. So I'm coming back to what I wanted to tell you.
Thank you very much. So I do what the African president did. Thank you, sir. Stay calm. Yes, sir. Come. Good.
Good. You don't need to hear from you. Once you just look at us, you know what to do.
Very good. And
Did you get that? So we did what you taught us, like the normal way, and that's the candidate. Yes, sir, it's me. We grabbed it, we snatched it, and we run with it. I was like, well done. Anyway, I needed that for a little bit of a distraction so that I could fix something blinking on that screen. I think I have fixed that already. You see, let me tell you something. I know it's boring when you listen to that Kolu saying almost nothing inspiring, nothing. Normally, in a real place, so not like a Nigeria, when you have somebody who is the president-elect of a country, they are like an embodiment of new kind of hope and aspiration, motivation, something that gets everybody to feel like, okay, I think. For example, as it was in Rivers State, if Nigeria was a replace, so they would have given him the data that he can actually use in talking to the people who were paid to come and shout Jagaban, collect 500, 1,000 naira, disappear back into their poverty. Right? So you would expect, like, if it was like in America or if it was like here in the UK, and you have somebody who just won an election and it goes into goes into any part of the UK, for example, yeah, they would tell him if there were industries, they were usually in that in that area that are no longer there. What is the number of unemployment? What is the number of out of school children? What is the state of their healthcare? What is the state of their infrastructure? And so many vital information that actually affects the people. And then his own team, they would have put together from their own manifesto, whatever they plan to do for the people of Rivers State. And he would have used that opportunity to say, thank you for voting for me. I know they didn't vote for him, but I'm just saying, in a normal place, he would have been there and say, oh, thank you so much. All of you, the young people of Rivers State who are jobless, unemployed, in the basket or in that bracket of poverty. My government, in the next few days when we take office, we intend to revive this industry, revive that industry. We intend to bring back this, we intend to bring back that, to create in the first 3 months or in the first 100 days in office, to create at least an immediate 100,000 jobs from this part, something more specific. No, it doesn't mean that he's going to do it too. Sure, you get. Now, for somebody who listens, who go, well, they never actually have that chance, even when they are doing their campaigns. It's all about, thank you. I know you love me. Do you love me? I will fulfill my promise to you. We must unite as a people. We unite to make our country great. Thank you very much, my friend, my very good brother that I respect so much. Thank you. And they say, hey, I won. Fair and square. Hey, Jagaba, you don't win, no winner. That's it. Here you get. It's unfortunate, but it is Nigeria. Because everybody will go there, say, no, even 1 year, anything when they talk. When they shall finish, pay them, and then work out. Anyway, that's the one that made the headline, where Jagaban told Wike that I owe you nothing. You will need to lobby me if you want me to pay for the bridges you are building for your people, because they are for your people. You are the ones who are going to use these bridges, not federal government or anybody. So I owe you nothing. Now that has now been interpreted as call who don't tell with a Wike saying, no, I'm anything. Baba, then hold themselves a lot. Oh. In the next few days, now then you go, no. The moment you hear say with a Wike don't leave Nigeria, if you be like say a name no enter the cutoff mark, and it could just be like Tambua Part 2 this time around, where the Wike no go get any power to fight anybody anymore. He go there on the run. Do you understand? That's one thing about power, especially in Nigeria, where you can use it the way you want and no consequences until somebody who has the power, when you don't have it anymore, comes after you. Then you begin to scream, political persecution, political persecution. Sure you get. So, Tinubu holds him. The question is he going to pay him according to how Wike have shown this over loyalty, the level of loyalty that is even giving the APC Egbekegbe members concern. That this kind of thing. Be careful of Wike, is a betrayal. And as they say, if you sell your brother cheap, the buyer will never respect you. Sure you get. But in this case, where the Wike is promoting the Southern solidarity, while listen to this, while Wike and Tinubu were kind of entertaining themselves in Port Harcourt, Apapa, Lamidi, Apapa, Babalawo, Babalawo Egbomino. Sorry, my Egbomino people, no insult. Sure you guys, I didn't mean it that way. Anyway, they were meeting in Bauchi. He called his own Labour Party neck meeting. You remember they've suspended him, Abi? And for those who know that Apapa is just a stooge of APC. So they met in Bauchi. This one is a very quick one before we go into the next one. And this was Apapa, Lamidi, Babalawo Apapa in Bauchi today to decide the fate of Obi, Dati, and so many other people who join Labour Party to fight APC. All of them in Tribunal right now. So they were there today. In their own, I mean, they actually, is this a private jet? No, it's not a private jet. Is it?
who brought him here? Oh, thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Who brought this man? Yeah, we brought him. I was Fulani now. I was Fulani now. Yeah. The leader. Yeah. Thank you. So go to the glory. The day has come. The day has come.
So they met in Bauchi today, and in their deliberation, the news said that the Apapa came out after that meeting in Bauchi today, and they said that they are forgiven Obi. We forgive Obi and Daddy. Sorry, I didn't bother to read it, okay? It's just a snippet. I've had that video the moment they arrived in Bauchi this afternoon. But I was just like, you know, what was that all about? Remember, their purpose was to what? Withdraw every case against any APC in any Nigerian court, tribunal, before the tribunal would even start. And this guy came from the blues, and he's got so much money that he's flying about, moving people. He's got his own lawyers. They've got judges. They are flying private jets, even though sometimes looks like more. But nevertheless, from the blues just after the election. Before the election, this whole thing never existed. And then they said they want to withdraw Obi's case. Then they came back later to say, no, he's yet to withdraw any case. Baba, what did they worry you? The Babalawo are Papa. So they have now come out today to say they have forgiven Obi. For what? That's what the obedient will ask. Abi Ababa is mad, innit? Abi, this Ababa is a madman. No, Ababa. He's saying don't forgive Obi. So now if we say there will be not too much wahala in the next 5 days, because their presidential election petition tribunal will be opening its door on the 8th of May this month, 5 days away, where they are going to start what is called pre-hearing. Now, pre-hearing is just going to be between the petitioner, the lawyers, the defendants, appellants, whatever. That's Setifnumbu and INEC. So everything you have been reading about their responses on social media, online, for those of you who have been following it too, you know, if you want to see what is Obi's petition, is online. If you want to see what is Atifku's petition, is online. Detail by detail, everything. Here you get. With the statement that they have evidence of this, evidence of that, evidence of this. Here you get. The response of INEC to Obi is also online. Tinubu's lawyer response to Peter Obi's petition is also online. Same thing for Atiku as well. Tinubu's and INEC's responses to Atiku, they are online. So I don't want to bore you with them, because in the next few days, all of them go meet, put everything where they get together. Now from pre-airing, it's going to be determined if they have enough evidence to take it to proper trial. Sorry, I think I made that up, Abi. Anyway, pre-hearing shy is just to do the mommy more. Know me, I know you. Sure you get. So that they will then agree on another day. Oh, no, they won't agree. Tribunal will pick another day, which will then be the proper kickoff. Sorry, that thing is still blinking. I'll fix that. It's unfortunate sometimes, yeah. Anyway, pre-hearing. So that will happen next week, Monday. And when that happens on Monday, that will make it just 21 days to whether Kolu will be sworn in or not. So I'll put my wager on it will be sworn in. A lot of you have so much strong faith in so many things that I don't even know what some of you are. I mean, what the level of, I don't know what you are consulting or what have you. There are so many of you who have so much strong conviction. Nothing presently proves that's going to, like, anything is going to stop a Kolu from being sworn in. Sure, you get to go swear for him on the 29th of May. Are you with me? But there are many of you who kind of feel like, no, Mayegu, I'll tell you this. Write it down. And I'm always writing it down. Sure, you get. But me, I kind of like to deal with what's within is physical. Some of you are spiritual, you get. And I know they try question spiritual. Sure, you get. But if I tell you, say, okay, Baba, I respect that too, but I know agree. You know me say they insult you or they make you feel like say that deep thing where you know real. So let's just use the one we say now physical, we say we see. Here you get. There are many of you who are very strong 4 eyes. You can wait and see. I say, of course not there. But when we deal with what is physical, what we can see, Abba, you won't hear me. Now only if he die, they no go swear for him. The way they are desperate and the way they believe they have actually held on to everything, even if in they wish here, they go with, even if they put up for inside pong pong, you know that pong pong at pan, pong pong, and they ask somebody to carry him, and you can see the video. Now, no be Tinubu they carry for it like this. What to do? I know if he walk, say no if he walk. Oh, they won't go do his swearing. They will go swear for him. They will carry him to that Eagle Square. They go do him. If they have to do it inside the room, that's how desperate they are. So except all of you will be say, "Una get 4 eyes, 16 eyes." I know the question now. For me, how they deal with waiting day surface. So, Tribunal will begin their pre-hearing on Monday. And they're going to pick another date that we don't even have a clue. And as it be so, Wala already done day. Because the people the people that told him that told you to go to court, those will rig you. Say, may you go to court. And now you are beginning to see a lot of people who witness what happened in Nigeria, and they are beginning to tell you to accept whatever the court say. Here you get. Accept whatever the court say, or just let it go. Why can't you just say congratulations and let us move on and build this country together? Ask Tinubu for anything you want, him go give you. Just withdraw the case. All of these statements that are popping up, they are going to be more. And the moment Kolu, whatever they are going to do, swear for them. A lot of people will be saying they still they sound like they are normal right now. They will completely lose it. So all of these are the pointers to say the journey towards waiting go be should start on Monday. But for now, some people are not happy. The fact that Peter Obi keeps going from one TV station, studio, interview, here and there, speaking for the millions of his supporters, saying that he won the election and he is going to get his mandate back from the court. Something they told him to go and do, go to court. Now they feel like Peter Obi don't go too far now. Let's be honest. He don't go too far now. Yeah, somebody said that. Because Obi tried to, okay, you know something, right? To put the whole thing in context, there is a clip that actually has, have them both. It has them both. somebody who is an APC, yeah, and then what to be said when he was asked about what happened to him in London, right? I mean, Arise TV is the creditor now of this clip. For this, for the context of this chart, right? I want to play this, then I'll come back to it again. Where is it again? One sec.
Come to the throne of power at a time of unprecedented political and economic turbulence in Nigeria. But perhaps more significantly, the warning bells are ringing well beyond the matter of the economy and politics. Those bells are ringing out over the deep divisions and incredible splinters that have cleaved this country into parts. There are the followers of Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar and Rabiu Kwankwaso, all off on their own tangents. Then there are the supporters of Bola Tinubu himself. Then there are the ethnic, religious and regional cleavages. We've seen Mr. Tinubu to some extent define part of his purpose as being to unify. Well, coming on the heels of the divisions and the rupture that were sown before, during and after the elections which many believe were not free and fair, how will he unify Nigeria in a world in which everything is polarized and everybody is shouting at each other on social media? Can he be the man on a mission who will be capable of bringing everyone together? Will he prevail in bringing people into his orbit from across the yawning divide? Well, Nigerians will be watching to see what he brings to the table. And one man who has already made it clear that he is not on that table is the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi.
I've never visited him. I didn't. These are one of the things I'm telling you. They've turned the whole thing into a joke. So what it is now is, what are we going to do to crush this person? What are we going to do to label him this? If it is not to label him tribal bigot, religious bigot, if it's not sticking, maybe we'll find his family, maybe have a love child somewhere, maybe all sorts of things. Duplicated identity, everything. Because I've been to the UK about 3 times this year, this issue. So it's all about, let's go to Washington and announce to them that is treason, that is involved in this, involved in that. Charles, I did not visit anybody.
Well, for his reaction to that Peter Obi interview that has set social media alight, and a lot more around the upcoming inauguration and Mr. Tinubu's plans for Nigeria, I'm joined now in the studio by the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Felix Morka. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you.
Lovely
so much.
to see you again.
Good to see you again.
I wonder how you react to Peter Obi's interview on this program yesterday. Are there parts of it or all of it that you'd like to respond to from the APC's point of view?
Well, if I had the opportunity, I'll respond to every part of that interview. Because to begin with, I think Mr. Obi thinks that this is all about him, but it's not. He thinks that people in the APC, and for that matter, in all of the nook and cranny of our political life, are all looking for him or looking about him to find something. That's not the case. People have moved on. For us in the APC, we had an election. The election has been long concluded. Campaigns are over. Political candidacy, candidacy for parties, it's long gone. It's closed. We've moved on. We have a president-elect who, hopefully, in a few days, will be inaugurated in accordance with our constitution. So I think that, Mr. Obi, personally, all of this period, I've hesitated really to really take issues with him directly. But I think that he's really crossing the line. Campaigns are over. He needs to just take a cheap pill and rest it. He has a case before the tribunal. he needs to allow his lawyers do their job now. You know, coming on the show to suggest that everybody in this country in APC are simply, even referred to his private life, people maybe, you know, going to look for some, you know, babies that he may have had, that's ridiculous. This is about the presidency of this country. This is serious matter. You know, Peter B has been way too sanctimonious, I think, for someone who really voluntarily got involved in the political process and offered himself to compete for presidency. What did you expect? It's, you know, a serious business. People say it's even a mucky business, but it is something of a serious business to produce the presidency of a country, any country. There's no country in the world where the competition for presidency is a walk in the park. It's heavy duty, you know, engagement. Sometimes even, you know, I mean, I don't want to use the words that were on TV, but people take this to the extreme sometimes. But I think that we've had this. Peter Obi did not win the election. The majority of people in this country voted either for the PDP or for the APC that won the election. Peter Obi came a distant third in the race. So this whole idea that he is the one who won the election that was taken from him, where does that come from? He didn't even come second. If he's claiming, you know, to be the next in line from a third position, that's absolutely ridiculous. So I think he needs to just rest it. And I think he's made a political capital of really exploiting people's vulnerabilities. He did that with the young people. Peter Obi is, by any, you know, stretch of calculation, an integral member of Nigeria's political elites. He's a part and parcel of the political establishment. This guy was governor for 8 years in Anambra State.
Well, that could well be why he knows the political establishment enough to want to reform it.
No, see, if by that criterion you suggest that he knows the political system, a man like Asiwaju, I'm sure, knows 1,000,000 times more than he does, because he comes from a longer distance to this conversation than Peter Obi, you know, does. So if anyone has any claim, it should actually be the likes of Asiwaju and the likes of Atiku Abubakar, not Peter Obi. But the point I'm making is that in 2019, this guy was the, you know, vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar. Now, assuming Atiku won that election, in this election of this season, Peter Obi would have been running for re-election and might have been re-elected, you know, to serve. So when did all this, you know, sainthood actually become?
Right.
Well, the point I'm making is that in that interview, he also referred to the point he made. He made statements about how if he was elected president or if he has the opportunity, he will begin to tackle poverty from the north. The same thing he's done with our young people, he's also doing with the north. There's poverty in Anambra State. While, you know, acting as governor, he did not eradicate poverty in Anambra State. There is still, you know, gaping poverty in that state. That's his own state. Why the north? Does poverty have a tribal identity, have tribal marks? Why is the poverty in the north more important to him than the one perhaps even in his own backyard?
Well, to be fair to him, and I'm not their spokesperson, but he's not here, so we have to kind of reflect accurately what he said. The point he was looking at the percentages of poverty in Nigeria, and the highest percentage is in the north. That's why he used it as an example. No. And the second thing, that the point I wanted to make was that he was on the program mostly to try and dispel some of the rumors that were swirling around him and the allegations that were made about him. He was saying, because he's got followers, he has a responsibility to the people who follow him. That's why he said that he was not in fact arrested in England, that he was not, I mean, he clarified certain points, because one of Mr. Tinubu's aides, I mean, it's all over social media, and a member of the APC mocked Obi over his alleged arrest, that he was treated like a common criminal, and requested that the UK should come and tell us what, you know, the criminal things he had done. And so, I mean, in other words, and those were things that
I know it is always the gaslighting part or them trying to deviate and all of that stuff. But I'm glad that the presenter was able to put the record straight. You know, they're like, why is he trying to say he wants to help the North? Same thing he told the young people, you know, like trying to like, you know, around and around. That's the establishment there. That he's trying to make himself a target. Like he's not even second. He's only trying to cash on the people's vulnerability. Like, you know, just to dismiss him and the rest of that is the spokesperson for APC. You won't expect anything otherwise, would you? But for the sake of clarity, yeah, I am going to replay the chats that will be had yesterday, just for the sake of clarity. Then we're going to go back to Egypt, not Sudan, Egypt. You go see drama before we start taking calls tonight. Yeah, yesterday.
Do you see any links between your activities lately and any treasonable offences?
Charles is height of rascality. Height of rascality. That it was even announced in Washington. I committed a treasonable offense. And I'm in Onitsha. And my minister went to announce it in Washington. This is what I'm talking about. We're not talking about wasting governance here. People don't want to understand. The amount it costs Nigeria for him to go and announce that in Washington can fix, I can tell you, I've been in government, can build a block of 6 classrooms in a primary school. I'm sure if you go to his village, there's so many places where children don't even have desk or classroom to go to school. And instead of using that money to go and do it, he used that money to go to Washington to announce of treason of somebody who is non-HR. He doesn't need to do that. It is rascality of the highest order. These are the reason why we want a new Nigeria where things will work the way it works in other climes. From there he went to London, announcing the same thing. Well, I'm in Nigeria. He should have come to see me or invite me and said, this is the offense. How did we get here?
Yeah, that's a good question, but I'm afraid it will remain a rhetorical question at the moment. Some of your followers, just moving on from that, who are known as obedience, have recently engaged in a sort of caustic exchange of words with Professor Wale Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, and he said that they simply don't accept any form of criticism. And I think it was around the time when he made the comments about fascism and your deputy, Yusuf Baba Dati Ahmed. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Charles Prof is a respected, revered personality in Nigeria and globally. And I've always respected him. And he's a dear father to me. And for me, I was very, very sad that there was such a change. Some of the obedience, I must tell you, or people they, mentioned that the obedience are not entirely people who are with us. The oppositions have also come into it and are using it at times.
You mean other opposition
parties? Other
parties.
opposition parties.
Right.
But that is not to worry about. But I was very sad there was such a exchange between a respected father. But you have to understand this. These young people are people who have been so deprived by supposedly a system that is supposed to care for them. They've been pushed to the wall. Even me, Charles, the way they even react when I say things, but I could see their pain. I could feel it. Because I live in the same system, Charles, that they are living in. I said it in Enugu 2 days ago. I said, listen, I lived in this town. I went to JL in Enugu as a student, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and paid 2,000.
So that's what they meant when they said he always kind of leveraging on the pains and the rage of the young people. Something that the APC has called a bluff of, because they could have some of those who can sing their praises by, the young people who are ready to even spill blood for them if they have to, just with little money. So why do they need Nigerian youth? So Obi is trying to be the friend of the Nigerian youth. Abi, is he not a member of elite? Is he not a billionaire? How many people has he? That kind of nonsense, big bats, which keeps APC in that bracket, in that high horse of irresponsibility. Anyway, now the guy that was responding earlier, there's a short part I want to replay for you. The APC Egbekebe's spokesperson, Obi is going too far for trying to get the young people not to accept Kolu as the president selects. This part.
I think Mr. B thinks that this is all about him, but it's not. He thinks that people in the APC, and for that matter, in all of the nook and cranny of our political life, are all looking for him or looking about him to find something. That's not the case. People have moved on. For us in the APC, we had an election. The election has been long concluded. Campaigns are over. Political candidacy, candidacy for parties, it's long gone. It's closed. We've moved on. We have a president-elect who, hopefully, in a few days, will be inaugurated in accordance with our constitution. So I think that, Mr. B, personally, all of this period, I've hesitated really to really take issues with him directly. But I think that he's really crossing the line. Campaigns are over. He needs to just take a cheap pill and rest it. He has a case before the tribunal. He needs to allow his lawyers do their job now. Coming on the show to suggest that everybody in this country in APC are simply, even referred to his private life, people maybe, going to look for some, babies that he may have had. That's ridiculous. This is about the presidency of this country. This is serious matter. Peter B has been way too sanctimonious, I think, for someone who really voluntarily got involved.
Did you hear that word, crossing the line? That's the word I wanted to pick. Crossing the line. So it won't take long in their own warped mind, because according to them, and I've said that many times, that what they are saying is Obi. They are pretending that they are not seeing the obedient. Obi himself said, even me, the way they react when I say something is, Obi is referring to the obedient, that even he, Obi, if he says something, if he knows say and clearer, that even me, the way they respond to things that I say, and I understand them. Now you see these guys, this paid arc. That's why I said, when Nigeria go explode, it's not going to be because Mayegun they do YouTube video. No. It's not going to be because anybody is anywhere wishing and hoping that it happened now. No, not just that. It's just going to be like opportunity meets, preparation meets opportunity, kind of. Sure, you get. The people that will break Nigeria into pieces, there are no other people than the greedy, selfish, self-centered elites led by the political class. Their greed will collapse Nigeria. And their greed will eventually run them out of Nigeria. Their greed will break Nigeria. Yours is just to think of how long is it going to be? Because some of these guys, they They have the experience of the military dictatorship where they were pretending to be journalists at the time. We didn't know they were actually like a junk journalist, paid hack writers. But we thought they were journalists fighting for democracy. Sure, you remember? You remember Omasha, yeah? And other further like that, others like that. So, some of them are still living in that past. They continue to tell themselves that because Peter Obi was one of them, part of the establishment, therefore, he is not as clean as he think he is. He wants to be thinking that he's sanctimonious, like making himself sanctimonious as somebody who is like better and is like the saint, and he is not. Because what they are seeing is the figure of Nigeria typical politicians. I think that's what they are saying in that Obi. They know that the reason why they feel like he's not in control of his followers is because his followers are the angry Nigerians who he claimed that they were running through him. The people they rigged out of their election, the person they rigged is not Obi. You rigged millions of all these Nigerians who paid their money, mobilized themselves, sensitized themselves to go and get your poverty, what do you call it? Poverty voters card. What do they call it? Poverty validation card. That's what she will record it. Poverty validation card. They use their money. You rig them out. Now you are now looking at Obi as somebody who won't cause wahala, ignoring, you know, the obedient are your problem. They are the ones who doesn't give you any peace of mind. Every day you are calling Obi to appeal to them. You are calling Obi to control them. You are threatening and gaslighting them. You are even killing them. Sure you get. But every time you have a chance to be honest, you fail the establishment. They just go for him, pretending not to know those behind him. And those behind him are the ones they stole from. Now the ones where they scream everywhere. Everywhere you go to hear ole, drug addict, drug dealer, drug baron. Now so you go to see him anywhere where we see Tinubu for abroad. If he becomes your president to us, they go swear for him. Anywhere where you see him for abroad, you go to hear people, they shout, ole, drug addict, drug baron. You're going to have to get used to all of that. I'm serious. You're going to have to get used to all of that. They just told us now that they've brought in Russians to come and protect him. Somebody said that Tinubu is going to be when they swear for him as your next president, yeah, is going to be the most protected supposed president of a country in the world. You go see different, because they don't know where shock if he come, where they go grab and say they don't arrest him. They take carry and come. We were in for example, let's say they take and go one country. Tinubu, after hiring on his own coke, decided to just wander about, demented anyway. And you know this kind of American CIA movie that they will be waiting to just say, oh yeah, what did they use that? There's a word, there's a particular keyword. They'll say the subject. No, did they use subject? They say the subject is inside. Yeah. Or the object, or be the package. The package is on the move. The package is on the move right now. He's on his way to the east corner of the room. Okay, yeah. Egu 2, Egu 3, grab him. Egu 4, oh yeah, inject him. Egu 5, oh yeah, guide his mouth. Egu 6, drive come, and all of that. Yeah, all of that, action, over. You know that kind of thing where you see for CIA movie. In order for Kalu not to saying they go Portugal, they go find them for CIA cell for Chicago. I'm just saying this. So you will be seeing more security. Oyinbo, you go see Oyinbo. Some of them representing different drug block. Because some drug dealer too go see more. One of us don't become president for Nigeria. Old man like that. Don't become, yeah. Maybe we should just carry him. They feel anybody. What I'm saying is that Kalu is going to be one of the most protected because he's going to always be a wanted criminal. President or no president, sure you get. Now you go to see Oyinbo self the guy down. You go to say, professional American. No. Now I had bodyguard. The way the team be, they say call you. Somehow, to trust all this security, whether they provide all this security detail and all of them. So by the time he take the swear for him to keep himself safe, if you they see foreign or private guard and all that. Sorry, I think I'm beginning to make you feel like, what is it going to be like when Kolu become your president? Okay, sorry. Because some people believe that it will never be. And I'm holding on to their faith. Okay, say no go be, no go be. May no come they be like, say, see, Mayegun is already talking as if to say, our shege don't arrive. Nothing we will go do. No, I didn't say that. Oh. I said, let's use today's parameter. Today's weather, you know, if you check weather now, say, today's weather says this is what's going to be. Some of you will be like, Mayegun, weather they change. So I believe you. Anyway, this said that some Russians have now arrived there in Nigeria. Whether not rumor, whether not be rumor, we don't know. But you don't say anything where you hear, anything you heard about these guys, trust me, some of them, they start like rumor, then they will become real. They will live in denial of it and the rest of that. But there's something I actually want to tell you. Remember that when they started using the word interim government, it was APC, Egbekegbe, that started it, accusing some people inside Bokohari's government of trying to install interim government by stopping Kolu from becoming president. Then later, they turned it around to, the reason why they did not accept the election result is because they are working to install an interim government in Nigeria. Remember that time? And they don't use the word crossing the line now. Crossing the line. So you see all these guys, most of them are still living in that 70s, 80s, 90s. The mentality of them using force, okay, because they're going to do that. A lot of us are going to be jeering them everywhere we see them. If I hear that Kolu is in London, now we know that house that he bought in London. Sure, you get, we know the place, we know the address, we know everything. But for now, he's a private, okay, it's not private citizen. But anyway, give him some days, okay? So once they say President Kolu, sure you get, that's going to be like a transfer. So that house in London and all these places, they'll become public information. They're already public information anyway. So a lot of people are going to be waking up and sleeping there. Everybody who is living inside the place, now that we know that the money was actually money from the stolen crude oil in Nigeria. So I'm giving you this idea. All of now, with the things say, it's all about hanging the picture of Kolu on the wall. Are you with me? So now they are planning to what? They are planning to start setting people up using some corrupt Interpol to help them work some mocked up criminal charges against Nigerians outside Nigeria. And those of you who are in Nigeria, if you try, say you want run, on Togo, they will catch you. Togo. You know that kind of thing where we say everybody go just say, me are the jackpot, they run, oh, before they jam you, they don't jam my three of my friends. Oh. One of them like a video where they call Liar Muhammad. He did jail now, they never bail him. My other friend, we don't know what in do. They say the guy look like somebody, we like somebody picture. We know supposed like for social media. Picture we be say they talk say call who don't high on drug or he don't sleep. The guy go like him, and he talk say no like him. They don't arrest him with DSS, Dr. Secret Service. Now, when life get to that stage, all of them go on the run. Sure you get. You go on the run. Sudan, Mali, Chad. They go become your next small London just to escape. Around that night, now then you go know say drug dealer take by job. And drug dealer, we say, now drug dealer go appoint your your judges. Drug dealer go appoint your security chiefs. Drug dealer go appoint your police chiefs. Drug dealer go appoint those who go there in charge of the prison. Which kind of prison they go send you? Where you want to go? Drug dealer go be the one to sign your passport. Drug baron and then terrorist sympathizer. So where you want to go? They get their people. If you cross any border now from Togo, they go send you back Kuje. Now you are about to witness what is called the democratic dictatorship. So no kuna just know how it be, because now these guys go dig Nigeria, bury Nigeria, because a lot of people are going to actually show it to them that when Nigeria is not Lagos. Now I have another thing I want to add to you. Before the tribunal start and every other drama, I just thought I should tell you. I remember this time last year, if you go and watch my videos in the month of April, I remember very well as I was reporting their primary stuff and all of their games, everything, what's it called, consensus candidate and the rest of all those, whatever. I said, if Kolu becomes the candidate of APC, even if they have to move heaven, commit the worst of the worst crime, it will ensure that he is declared the winner and your next president. Go and watch my videos. You will listen to them, you see them there. And the rest, they say, is history until the next 4 days. I'm sorry, the next 26 days. Sure you get. So, Kolu, the deadliest Kolu, from what we believe, they will begin to throw around words that are going to become crimes in Nigeria. A lot of lawyers and the rest of them that are currently still trying to move mad under Bokohari, a lot of them will have to leave Nigeria or compromise. You are about to witness something that will never last. So, if your faith and your prayer is that, may God Almighty not let them happen. Again, I join my own faith with yours. I don't get that faith, anyway, but I not take my own, this one, ruin your own faith. I wish you well. Because if that happens, you probably would never know what you have averted in Nigeria. But sometimes if they don't happen, people won't learn. Look at what happened in Sudan. The Sudan, where they claim they have spent $1.2 million to evacuate the people. However, in one part, this lady shared something. Don't laugh.
508,000. This video, there is a video that has been going viral that they have been feeding the evacuated students from Sudan since from day one, which is not true. Which is not true, and we have been stuck in the border. And the least person here, we spend not less than 12,000 Sudanese pounds in a day, because the bottled water here are 1,000 Sudanese pounds. Nothing is cheap here rather than being expensive. And if this money is being divided to each of the buses, everyone is going with only 1,000 Sudanese pounds, and it's not going to be enough. So we collectively gather this money here because we cannot take it, because this is not even enough to what we are even demanding. All what we want is not a matter of keeping us here or something of that nature. They should just take us straight home. And again, even though they give us this, we are still going to reject it, because this is not even enough. This is not enough, and it will never be enough. Because each one of us here, we brought more than $250. Each one of us. And this money is not enough. We can spend this money in less than 30 minutes and it's gone. Because everything here is not given out free. Everything here you must have to pay, and it's very expensive. Everything is very expensive. So we are not collecting this. This is not enough. All what we want, take us home. And even though if you are going to bring us money, we expect you to bring us dollars, not this, because this is not enough. This is not enough, and it will never be enough. Thank you.
Yeah, there are so many videos of them that have been evacuated from Sudan. And right now, that video alone, it has annoyed so many Lagos Abobakus and their uncles and aunties, influencers on social media. Are very, very ungrateful. It sounded like being ungrateful, Abi. I think they are so entitled. Okay, they sounded like they are so entitled. Well, if you take all of that out and you look at their situation, and a country that just spent $1.2 million on their citizens, on the evacuation of their citizens, only for the same citizens to be contributing their own money to pay the drivers who were taking them, because Nigeria didn't pay them. And Nigerians who are in Nigeria, who are also seeing the worst shege than Sudan, they are angry that these ones are still getting small money. They are still talking anyhow. Now government send you there. Now can you send you there? And the rest of that. So it's been like, even though they are running from war, the war that is waiting for them at home, because they are expressing how they are being treated. Or more. Hey. Because empathy more Nigeria. Nigeria no get empathy for anybody. Oh. Are you with me? Hey, hey, breaking news. So they don't kill Tunde. Oh. That's how. Instead of you to say, Jesus, no. Baba, no, they disturb me. Bring better news. They kill people now. So bring better news. Only few will be like, we think kill him. See, Papa, na this na break failure. The guys say they want crossroad break failure like they jam and they kill him. Today they don't kill our brother. Is that why you are crying? Say today blind. So why are you talking like this now? He's dead. I just talking. I ain't blind. He no sicker. They come. Oh, Baba, give me other news. They talk about this one more. The one where they read for the one news, the news where I saw at the newsstand on the bus stop before I got to your place. They say 100 people they die, born to death in Ondo and in Delta and in Sokoto. 100 people then die inside bus accident. Sure, you get people don't have real empathy. Because if you suffering, hardship in Nigeria is like a competition. So people don't really have much feelings. Like, look at this one. If you tell anybody and say, for example, now, if I am like, good afternoon, good evening, sir. Good evening, ma. Good evening, friends. My name is Mayegun, and I am 20 years old. As young as I am, the story of my life, I have suffered in my life. If you know what I have seen in my life, so if I start talking, I will start crying. Well, inside that conversation, somebody else will be like, they never hear your story. My brother, your own is good. Your own is even better. If I tell you my own story, honestly, if you go commit suicide, Baba, waiting. Why your story go make me commit suicide? He just wants you to know that no matter what you think you are going through, he don't pass through him. Baba, so it's like suffering in Nigeria, hardship. People don't want to talk about them in a way to say, can we actually end it? Like psychologically to say, this is not good, then we need to end it. Rather, now competition. Say, my sister, men don't show me. If you see waiting men, don't show me. I know if you tell everything. Well, my sister, your own better. If I tell you waiting men, show me. If I tell you my own, you go to cry for me. Why I go to cry for you? Why? You never even hear my story. Competition don't start. And I think it's always like that. Some people call it jealousy or something. I don't know. I call it competition of shege. Which shege you don't see? You. See, Baba, when are they small? When are they small? We are very poor. That to the point that now every Sunday now only once in a year we dey chop rice. Oh, look at this one. See, when are they small? My papa and my mama, they poor. So we poor pass a short rat. Rats in our house, rats inside our house, they gossip about us. They go say, look at them. This one, look at them. They don't get anything. Papa, she na war, ne? And you turn on your camera and you're like, look at this place. Look at this. The people constructed good road. Can't we have this in Nigeria? Can't our politicians build good road? Build good hospitals for you? Look at here, 24 electricity. Look at this place. It's very beautiful. We can do this and that. And everybody's like, that's true, Mayegun. That's true. All our leaders are wicked. All our leaders are heartless. So, Mayegun, they won't do it. Mayegun, I know them. They will never do it. People are commenting. Somebody will just come. Are you trying to show to us that you are living in the UK? What is all this thing you are showing us now? Is it just to show to us that, are you saying you are better than us? If we take out the 24 hours electricity, if we take out the good road, if we take out the good hospital, if we take out all the security you are talking about, if we take out the healthcare that you are talking about, if we take out all the good economy you are talking about there, what else remain? What else? that you are now thinking you are better than us in Nigeria. Papa, even you yourself, if they remove all of that thing where you list, what will remain for life? Kini pride here? Tell me, kini pride here? You dey tell me, say, I am trying to say, why can't we have this? But right there, someone is watching and he's like, what did they do this one? Must you show us everything? You this Mayegun say, why don't you come back home? Come back home here to come and do it. Why are you sitting down there? Why don't you come? The reason why I don't want to come back and I will never come back is because of you. You love your chains. You love living in your shit hole. And because you love your current chains, and as always, like your parents, anybody that tells you that the chain, now slave they wear amo, you they think say na designer curves, slave chain. The people like that, you they ask your oppressors to kill them or jail them because you prefer it as it is. Shall you get? So that's Nigeria. They turn it to competition. Why are you showing us your car now? Is it to show that you now have a car? Baba, why is it a problem for you at that moment? Oh, why are you not looking at it like, why is it so easy for these people to live in a place where it's so far from home, in a very far place, oh, but yet the system allowed them to develop, to grow? Look at Mayegun. Hey, look at Mayegun. I remember when this Mayegun go UK. Oh. This Mayegun where they ride keke. I remember when this Mayegun they ride keke everywhere. Hey, see the Mayegun don't they use car. You are not trying to understand what Nigeria must have stolen from you. That Mayegun is a good example to say you don't have to be in politics or know anybody in politics or know anybody before you can become something in your country, your own country. So Mayegun should have been a textbook of, if they say people, they grow. Now this Mayegun I feel used as an example of people, they grow. Baba, I know this guy. His growth was so gradual that you can actually go back and go back, and you see everything as it all happened. But you within Nigeria, the last 10 years, how many of you currently can say, oh, the growth of your life, the growth in your age, as well as the supposed growth in your life are proportional? Can you say that? Me, I can't. I'm no longer, see, I am not where I want to be, but Benny, I know the where I used to be anymore. We will tell ourselves that truth. It doesn't matter how you feel. But I could have been a very good example of, if something work, if a system work, it is to the benefit of everyone, even if you don't have to know anybody. But the longer, the more you are encouraging the one that is about who knows who, and you are there, they do like say, now then you are when everything is now, when you destroy everything that you could have helped you, then you begin to hope. You go see God goes, you go see what God go do. Baba, frustration don't share. You know say na frustration they do you. When you they watch Mayegun, we not be part of those who are signing your budget, using your name to borrow money, destroying, devaluing your naira, rendering you jobless. Mayegun is not one of them. But you are sitting down there, you are so sad with your life that all of this in defense of your oppressors, you are now praying to your dead God to help you punish this Mayegun that is always reminding you that Nigeria is a failed country, and you defending them, you are a failure. You are a failure. Yes, you are a failure. You can never make it. Yes, you can never make it. With this way, they call it madness. You are a failure, and Mayegun is here to remind you all the time. So you want to sit down there, can't they tell your useless God, your dead God, the one we no care about you, your Nigerian God, to help you deport some. If then, see, I kept asking, I said, if then deport Mayegun, waiting that one go come change in your life. It will give you electricity. I know why, because in Nigeria, the competition of sadness, the competition of unfortunateness, the competition for misery, the competition for slavery, the competition for anything, just think about it. They would just say your own. They will tell you your own no worse past my own. Baba, if I tell you my life story, Baba, keep your life story, I beg. They say, me we be say is a joke. This one is a joke. Me we be say I tell my own what do they call them? Counselor? No, not counselor. What do they call those therapists? They recommended the therapist for me. Say me I go discuss my life issue with him. If he help me. All the professionals. So we got there. The therapist, have been counseling, have been waiting the call. No, there's a name for it. Therapist. Therapist sit down. I sit down. The same way they share our story. I mean, say, oh yeah, please tell me about. I say, are you sure? He say, yes. I started talking. Baba, it never reached 3 minutes. Therapists, they cry. Me, they cry. Two of us can't they cry. We can't they beg ourselves. Sorry. It's okay. Sorry. Therapists, they tell me, say it's okay. And the therapist say it's okay. So you know that kind of thing. No competition, no. Anyways, it's a joke. It doesn't have to be funny because the other one is that of my friend. A very stubborn man that has anger. He has he had this anger problem. And now people said, you need to go and see a therapist. You need a therapist because anger management. So before you go to jail, my friend booked an appointment with the best therapist in town, or the best what do they call them? Counselor. I've been a counseling in town. So the day of the meeting came. Papa, I reach 5 minutes. So my paddy called me say, I beg, can't carry me because my therapist, I've been my counselor, don't call police. Because when they started, he said something led to another between him and the therapist. They punched themselves. Now the therapist called the police, say if they don't want to make him commit murder, the same way he did 20 years ago. May police come in your office now, can't carry one client here, or else he go beat down to death too. My friend, they call me, they tell me, say, hey, Ogben, you can't carry me, or else I go beat this therapist. Who can't get the anger management problem between them? The point I'm trying to make is this, okay? Do not try to compare your problem with other people's problems. Because in this, or how you kind of come by your own problems. But when we are talking about things that is general, at that point, Baba, you should just pay attention. Because whether you like it or not, you're going to know where this affects you. That's what I do, Mayegu. That's what I do all the time. I try to make you understand that, yes, more than the news, more than what you read out there, more than the video, I could make you get connected to the news politically, even when you have no interest in politics, just for you to understand the decisions of these crook and criminals, those who are aiding and abetting them. Sure, you get the consequences of all their decisions, including you, how it affects you. Just maybe when you do know better, maybe you'll do better. I've been trying for the past 10 years, Baba. Easy. It is a thankless job. Who sent you? Shut up your mouth. You can like me in the morning, laugh at my, not funny, dry jokes, okay? I don't even know how it's so funny. I couldn't even listen to my joke. Sometimes I feel like they're not even funny. Anyway, so you could laugh to all of this all night. This Mayegu is very wonderful. I am a very wonderful person. Seriously, I am. When it comes to this bluntness and the straightforwardness, I've got no dog in their fight. So I could come clean and tell you sometimes something you don't want to hear. I can make it easier for you to understand why you need to hear it. It doesn't matter if you don't change your mind, or you will never forget the consequences of what you are doing, even if it's so tiny in the small space of your room. That's what I do. Anger management, competition about suffering. These are very two factual things that you could go with tonight. Apart from that, just remember the other jokes, which was Bokohari and Co. Now, let's go further. I don't want to go yet. Okay? Sudan again. Well, after all of that, they can't carry them, go one place. They say $1.2 million hotel. See, it's not an hotel, okay? But these guys were like, why are they treating us like this? I said, those one where in Nigeria, they suffer past you. They won't make you even probably stay in Sudan. What do you want to do for Nigeria? Stay in Sudan, no. If you know die there for Sudan, now you still get something where you want to do for life. You they come here, they spend one because of now they don't go rob central bank $1.2 million. The money don't reach you. They come book you hotel, you still complain. They've had enemies back in Nigeria. People were supposed they wait for them in Nigeria. You are welcome, we love you at the airport. Too. They're now stone that they gather for them because these guys are too complaining. They are too complaining. Why are they're very, very, very entitled in greater? They call them bastard. APCO to Nigerians in Sudan.
They lie to you and tell you that they are paying us money and everything. This is where we're going to be staying for only God knows how long. Let me give you a tour of the toilet for you to see how sanitary the toilet is. 1.2 million naira for all this. Yes. This is the toilet. Can you see the toilet? This is where we will be staying for only God knows how long we'll be staying here. So, and then this is like the vicinity of the toilet. And Mahal Sama? Yeah. They like.
I know. Because there was no diplomatic arrangement with Egypt. 2 days ago, Abike Dagboru said, Bokohari called the president of Egypt that, come on now. Safa, but sorry, scratch that. I don't know. Sometimes I wish I kind of understand so many languages, even just hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon. But I'm so lazy and I'm like a dry fish right now. So if you try to kind of fold me, now break, I go break. I don't feel learn anything anymore. It's like brain until finish in that regard. Nothing they to stay. Life is too serious. Gone that you say you want to speak 100 language. Anyway, they said that Bokohari called and said, Haba, Saba, Saba de Saba, Nigeria, Saba, Egypt, Saba, Nigeria, Saba de Saba, like, just few minutes, let these people pass. They are not going to stay. They said, no, we got problem, Nigeria problem. If you open border, they'll disappear too much. No. So no. We sure. Anyway, the whole conversation, they say, okay, Boya, bring the remaining 27. These ones, so they were the first batch. Those ones, they put them for that place. They see the hotel. But no be hotel, you saw it, Abi. They say they are trying to sort the diplomat. But the missing 27 buses, the one they say they pay or more to hire a bus from Khartoum to Egypt. When there was no war, they say $6,900 to hire one bus, 3 days. When the war started, the price goes up. So which means they said each bus now cost about between $15,000 and $17,000. Omo yami, ishoro, hilo, where people they run. They don't want to die. They don't want to die for Sudan. Nigeria still open shop on them. They paid $1.2 million because they had to pay about $35,000 or so per bus. That's what they said. Maybe they don't pay them the money or not. Now, so the bus center missing range on their way to Egypt, Cairo. I said that yesterday. 13 arrived. 27 to Kunko. I don't see 27 vans, but Abike Dagboru shared a video. And she said, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. We have found the remaining 27 vans, 27 buses that are now taking more Nigerians to the border of Egypt. About in 2 weeks, since it's almost 2 weeks. So they never even lift one person. Here, peace, we won't go carry people for Egypt. A fly go Egypt, a fly go back Nigeria. Because the Egypt said, well, we don't see any Nigerian yet. Then they won't border for one northern region. It be like say me airport, Cairo airport. Don't take my word for this one, okay? I don't know why I keep trying to give you this expression so that you can understand the context of the real problem, okay? So if like say people where they run from people they run come from, for example, they say people where they run come from Zamfara, Abiboro, no. Sure you get as they can't run, no, they run from Chad and Cameroon, they can't run enter Borono. But they can say the Borono border where they didn't call. The airport go we be say na Cairo, Baba, na Abeokuta. So you see that map. Say okay, Borono to Abeokuta. How they want take cross here? Say okay, make them find them another small airport elsewhere. So these arrangements were not done when they were paying money to load people inside buses towards Egypt border. Anyway, no single person has been lifted up to Nigeria, but we found the remaining 27 vans. Let's count it. I don't think it's up to 27, but Abike said that there were 27. The remaining were missing buses.
في جزء البنات هيمشي الداخليه بتاعت البنات الرجال هنا ما مشكل الباسات
I think that's like 27 buses, even though I just have to use approximately. I was holding my glasses like that. Trying to see which. You know, that person, you know, they see well. Anyway, we wish them safe journey back to Nigeria. And we pray that the Igbos that they left behind in Sudan would also find the peaceful way of finding themselves back to Nigeria. It's a mess. It is a big one. As today, Nigeria came out to say they regret that you know, they had to leave some Igbos behind. Yes, it's in the news. Go and read about it. They've admitted that they left some Igbos behind because they weren't sure that every one of them is Nigerian. Because they were not sure, maybe the other Africans looking to just get out of the place by using Nigeria. So that is why they had to say people should start saying their state of origin. You remember that state of origin, Bruaha? So their excuse is that the reason why they had to use the state of origin is that if you are from Nigeria, at least you'll be able to say the state you came from to Sudan. So with that, they can then load you on the... But meanwhile, on the other hand, when they're asking people where they came from, they meant to say Abia, this or that, or the sense that you are Igbo, they will tell you to wait. So that's what happened in Sudan. And they said they regretted that they didn't mean to screen the Igbos out, that it was just something that happened. Their only reason for asking people to state their state of origin was because they didn't want other Africans who wanted to be evacuated so that they can claim that they are Nigerians by just jumping into the bus. They beru along. Yeah, why can't you just fear God? Even if, see, let me tell you something. People will say something out there, they will say, Fear women. Fear women. Fear a woman, oh. My brother, fear woman, oh. They say if you have 24 hours in a day, I say make you please remember to use 23 hours to fear women and use 1 hour to rest so that you can use the next 23 hours to fear women. It's a joke. And, guys say that, they say, hang on, actually, give me 1 second. Something that is popping up here. Don't go anywhere.
Take a road that Wike never taken. If you talk of character, you can very well say, Your Excellency, Governor Nyesom Wike, you are very dependable. It is an honor and privilege to be in your midst today. I am a very happy man. Happy because I went through a gruesome campaign, fought hard, beat myself, supported by many of you, and I won. Fair and square. Nyesom, I say thank you for your contribution to my victory. I couldn't have done it without some structural support. As not
Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to quickly do something there, or else it's going to cause a distraction. So as I was saying, yeah, that was their own reason why they didn't take or evacuate the Igbos, that Nigerians per se, Nigerians who are of the eastern region, abandoned. They did not benefit from that 1.2 million US dollars. And they have come out to say they regretted it. So, and I said, those of you who have been trying to spread that to make it look like, well, anybody can make mistake. They said that they didn't plan it. They said, kiniko, and I said, fear God. Okay? When people say you should use some hours, 23 hours to fear women, 1 hour to rest, me, I am going to say to you that even if not just 1 hour in a day, all of una, the ass lickers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the all risers, even if not just 1 hour in a day, fear God. It's very important. The same God you they call, or you they always try to call to come and help you kill people you don't like. Oh. Fear that God once in a while. So the screening is because of some Africans. So the Igbos are now some Africans that look like other Africans. And because you don't want to go on. So somebody who is from Ghana now will jump on the bus when their country send plane. I've been as somebody from Uganda, somebody from all these smaller countries who send planes, airplanes to go and pick up all their nationals from Sudan. So somebody who is from that country will now leave their plane, can't jump on the bus, move to Egypt for 3 days. Even if you don't fear anything in life, if you don't care about your religion at bottom, even if not just 1 hour in a day, as APC, Egbekegbe Aslika, they fear God. You get reason. So now we are waiting that Egypt will allow the planes to take them. Now people are saying that the journey between Sudan and Nigeria is now the longest journey in the history of Nigeria, and Nigerians who are making this epoch history. Sudan to Nigeria, don't they go to up to 5 days now? Because they have to first trek to Egypt. The same Egypt that the Israelites have to trek out of, enter Red Sea, disappear because of Pharaoh. Omona Danford and load Nigerians into. Now, normally you would have seen the Nigerian media, they would have flown down to Egypt. If now America now, their media would have flown down to Egypt. They would have started recording what people are facing there. Nobody said they would did their studio, like Mayegu now, sending link that the people in that war zone can begin to say, we are suffering, the government has abandoned us, the government has shaken it. See, nobody cares. Sure you get. So I hope that the journey will not turn to the journey of the Israelites out of Egypt. The journey that was supposed to be for 40 days, 40 nights, we can't turn to 400 years. So they were supposed to travel for 40 days, then disobey God. The journey can't enter 40 years, 400 years, Abi. So I hope some of them will never end up in the desert of Egypt, where they would have to heck a living, since Nigeria no go want to do anything with them anymore. I'm not saying that it will get to that too, but it's the longest journey. And this also points us to tell you what exactly is your value as a typical Nigerian. It's a question. Don't get it twisted, as they will say. So what else do I have for you just before I go? I was going to take calls. Sure, you get that. I was going to take calls, but I'm thinking the time is already kind of gone. And I'm sorry, I didn't let you have your time. I'm going to have a People's Parliament. We should have a People's Parliament soon. Okay, before I go, let me give you this last gist. Something like we can just call it a gist extra. So I have today I received some members of this platform, the Temple of Truth, that also gave birth to the Yoruba Union, a Yoruba organization, right, which is purely voluntary, which is there to cater and care for anything that is of Yoruba interest. And I've got friends who are so amazing in making sure that this happens, and people are really helped with the other goal being met. So you have seen Mrs. Busari, haven't you? You haven't met Oluwo. I've got great people around me, and sometimes I'm going to begin to flaunt them. Okay, I'm going to begin to flaunt them soon, but I'm also not going to make it look like it's unsafe or kind of put you in that state of apprehension. A lot of you care about Mayegun. Of course you do. Mayegun, you need to be very careful. Of course I am. But, there is something I have learned in my life. And that is, until I breathe my last, I will never live my life in fear. You know, that paranoia state of somebody's coming for me, or they want to bring me down. Somebody's coming to do, I don't, and I do my best to try to inculcate that into some of my people. I have people here who be said their own mind to now stone. No. You know me say, see, when you say you are fearless, being fearless is not the absence of fear. Sure, you get. We are human. It is normal to be afraid of something. And the moment you understand it, you move on. That's how I build my life. I don't live my life in fear. And I also don't live my life in a way that I have to be too careful. You know, when you are too careful, that is what the word being too careful, or you need to be very careful, that people say all the time. It is kind of the stepping stone to paranoia when you begin to suspect everyone. Sure, you get. But for me, I just feel like I would prefer to live freely. Doesn't mean that I'm stupid or make some stupid decision or put myself or the life of my family, in the line of danger. There are security put in place to care for us. And if anybody comes in to harm us, well, they must have been given something so huge. And Mayegun must have meant something so big to some people for you to actually risk your life coming around there, somebody like me. So I said this so that you would know that I live my life freely. So, and then we are very safe. But I am also very much in the public eye. A lot of people knows Mayegun that I don't know. These days, I kind of run into people a lot in Glasgow, right? You know, that kind of thing. So me, I don't see them all. I will come they try to try see say our high go lock. So me, I go just say, hi sir, Eloma. Or you know, when I run into people like that, I know and I'll just be like, oh, Eloma, sorry, are you my on YouTube? So yeah, it's me. Hey, I know it's you. So I know you always say you are in Glasgow, but I just don't know, you know. I'm so happy to see you. You know, that stuff. Which means I'm in the public. If anybody want to do anything to me, they can. It just won't go away. You will never go scot-free. I don't give a damn about who you think you are. Number one, I'm not fully exposed that way. But if you want to see me, I'm always everywhere, wherever I'm supposed to be. So which means I live free. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a superstar of anything. I am just Mayegun, that regular guy. So if you run into me or anything, I just feel like, hey, just like the same way I'm going to greet you, even if I don't know you. We do that here all the time. If you have lived in this kind of city of mine, when I used to cycle on my bicycle, and you're cycling on the pavement, and when you see a black man walking, you don't know them. But everything in you is just going to be, oh my God, that's a black guy coming. You're going to get yourself ready. You know, wear a nice face. And as they are approaching you, you just be like, and they would also smile and say, I just say, hey, bro. You don't know yourself, but you're happy to see a black man walking. I'm not joking. That's what it was like 11 years ago when I got to this country. So I will always greet people. So now that I have gotten to a state that I've become the GO, the General Overseer of the Temple of Truth, we have built a relationship outside the temple for something to care for the people, just beyond talking. You know, that's what we do. We talk, we analyze, we relate, we share views, we educate ourselves and all of that. And we continue to do that to keep the people kind of aware. But outside here, I have kind of formed a relationship with other Yorubas who are everywhere all over the world. They love me. No. Sure you get. They love Mayegun. And you shouldn't put that to question. And they love Mayegun to the point that they have supported things that actually touches other people's lives because that's what they wanted to do. And that's what actually connected us. Like, we would like to do something. We would like to help and get the Yorubas on the real track, wake up at their mindset and the rest, continue to kind of bring, you know, they love the idea. Anyway, so Mrs. Buhari is our education director in the Yoruba Union. So Mrs. Buhari is in the UK. I mean, sorry, she lives here anyway. So Mrs. Buhari, Olowo, that Olowo too. Some of you have seen Olowo. When you see the super chat, you see Olowo. It's beyond that YouTube, okay? It's also part of the integral part of the Yoruba Union, doing some, you know, like, but I won't tell you all of that, don't worry. So he's from the US, so he came to the UK. And as it will happen, they ended up having to be, well, as universe will have it, they ended up being in my area. What are the odds? Like, how possible? Somebody who has been following Mayegun's diary political for years from Ohio in the United States of America. Years. So I'm talking about, these are the veterans. So Mayegun people. Olowo. So what are the odds that he would have a sister who has been living on my street for over 11 years? What are the odds? Anyway, it happened. And me, Mayegun, I know they owe anybody. I know offend anybody. If you want come for me, you have to come for me man to man. We go do a man to man. Anybody will fall, police, people go call police. Hey, they don't beat one person died there. They go chase you. My house to the police station, it's just like about 3 minutes walk. 3 minutes. So I don't go even call 999 before they reach it. Anyway, I was happy to see them. It was fun. It was lovely. And I think they are watching right now and smiling. So they came to the house today. It was fun. And they were so happy to see me. I was kind of still very much happy to see them. But we're going to actually hang out together again tomorrow. These are people who didn't just come as fans. I want you to remember that, okay? These are the leaders in the organization that I have now become part of, and it is called Yoruba Union. So the idea, having a chat around what can be done, what can we do, and the rest of that. We haven't even had much chat other than catching up. This is you, Mayegun. This is you, Mrs. Busari. This is you, Olu. This is you. Oh my God, and all that stuff. Right. So a lot of you have started like, Mayegun, I know that there are people you know, but anybody can betray anybody. Anybody. Baba, calm down. Don't worry. Are you with me? You don't worry. Because your Mayegun knows when to raise an alarm when he's about to be dragged into something he can't explain. You know, I've told you this before. If situation get to a point whereby, say Mayegun that can talk for 3 hours, you can't ask Mayegun, come and explain. No, Mayegun can say, sorry guys, I'm very busy. I'm just going to do this 5 minutes video to just greet you, my friends. I miss you all. Mayegun, come back here. No, before 5 minutes video you they do. Now 3 hours video you they do. Come and explain. No, okay. Now we know he won't explain. He don't do something bad, because the day Mayegun won't be able to like speak like this anymore, which is not mine. I would rather scream out, hey, Egbami. I'm very like, we still have to like work with people. And in Yoruba Union, right? One of the things we say to ourselves, even on this platform, this temple, remember we said it many times that what we are trading, our currency here is trust. A lot of people are wondering, okay, what are you hearing from listening to this Mayegun? Or you will never understand. It is the trust that Mayegun will never intentionally, deliberately come and mislead us. Or Mayegun will never pop up and start sharing divisive messages like we are used to among the despots that have actually divided us this much. So, trust. If Mayegun says we are raising funds to support this so and so, we trust him. We trust Mayegun. Currency, Baba. That's what I spend here. That's what I spend with people. Now, my papa, my grandpapa, my great-grandmama, when they were alive, they did tell me, they said, he who you suspect, do not befriend. He or she that you befriend, do not suspect. Do you want to know the Yoruba of it? Eniti abambari ma furasi o. Enikeni ti o ba ti furasi. The ideal thing, ma bari. That's my philosophy. So we have the trust as currency. And I've held on to this, which I hand to people's trust. 11 years, no be beans, bro. No, it's not a joke. You might want to see other side of this whole thing, and you are like, what is wrong with these people? Look at, you know what I mean? You won't understand. I hand this. Here you get. I didn't buy it. I didn't fake it. You know what they say? Fake it until you make it. No, I didn't. Mayegun's diary has been raw from the word go. So today, I am very rich in the currency called trust. Go and check that out. So people trust Mayegun, and you may never understand why. So because of this, if I get to a stage I have to like speak to you consistently and then get you to come around and meet my family, it simply means I trust you until you prove yourself otherwise. If you prove yourself that that I've made a mistake trusting you, I have no regrets. Maybe because of my sincerity and all of that, will make it harder for people to disguise around me for long. People don't disguise around me for long. Like people pretending around me for long, they don't last. Maybe because I'm kind of that straightforward. So, like you can't, I don't do short like that. So if you want to do it and you kind of get closer to me and you realize that within a short time, you're going to have to leave me. No, I'll go leave this one, Jerry. Smart. I'm just saying all of this so that you know that if I see you, if I come to your city and you invite me to your home and you prepare meal, if I am hungry, I will share your food in your meal, in your home, even far away from mine, even though I don't usually eat outside, okay? But I'm just saying, Sha, it may not be food, it may be something else. If I don't trust you, I won't come closer to you and you will never get closer to me. Of course, I can regret trusting people. As you will say, oh, you will regret it, but it's not going to be in that kind of regret that the way you are saying it. Here you get, it's just going to be like everybody is welcome around me. But to me, you are just like Akeregbe. That Yoruba says, when you look at the God, the Akeregbe, you know that not calabash, this palm wine God like that, eh? They say na Akeregbe go show where they go put rope for a neck. Right there. So I don't suspect people that I want to give a chance to kind of build something that could impact and then, help humanity. And I've told many people that what I do is voluntary and I don't expect any thanks. Okay. So, but when I get people to say, oh, Mayegun, well done, thank you. I say, no, thank my people. I've got a lot of people that you don't know. You don't know who they are. Here you get. And I'm talking about real people who have the real thing. Trust me. But nevertheless, anyway, thank you very much. I just thought you should know. So I have Mrs. Busari in Glasgow. I have Olowo in Glasgow. Olowo is going to be in Glasgow for a few days, and I'm going to just get him as if to say I actually have much. I've not got much places I go to, but I've got a car, and I can go everywhere with him this week. So thank you to all of you for all you have been around Mayegun, and all you will also continue to be around Mayegun. There is so much prospect to look forward to, Part of them is the political development and the dramas that will follow. Don't lose any of this focus, please. If you have anything at all to give in anything at all, please do not give your emotion to any of the political, brigandage that will be happening. But leave that to me, because I can always make that look like nothingness to you. At the same time, something serious on Mayegun's Diary Political. Thank you for spending your evening with me. And I am so sorry I didn't take your calls tonight. We're going to have a better night tomorrow. Okay? But don't leave without liking or sharing this. I am going to see you some other time. Odara.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary. Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.